Hello everyone, this is the Tutoring Librarian, and today we will read Ready, Freddy, Tooth Trouble by Abby Klein. Chapter 1, The Only One. Today when the bell rang at the end of recess, my best friend Robbie came running into the classroom and almost knocked me over. "Hey, watch it," I said. Robbie was jumping up and down and waving his hands in the air, shouting, "I lost my tooth! I lost my tooth!" He was holding the tooth between his fingers, and he stuck his arm high in the air so everybody could see. "Let me see," said Jess. Robbie smiled really wide, and sure enough, there was a big bloody hole where his baby tooth used to be. "Ew," said Chloe, backing up. "That is disgusting. Get away from me. You're going to get blood on my brand new velvet dress." "Is there a lot of blood?" Robbie asked, smiling. Just then, Mrs. Whooshy, our teacher, came over and said, "Oh, it's just a little bit of blood. Why don't you go over to the sink and rinse your mouth out with water? Just swish and spit, but don't swallow." "Yeah, blood is cool," said Jess, "but you don't want to drink it. You'll get a stomachache. Actually, blood is mostly water," said Robbie, "so it really won't hurt you." Robbie is a science genius. He reads about 1,000,000 books, and he knows everything and everything. "But only Dracula actually drinks blood," I said. "And so does Mr. Pendergast," Max said, laughing. Mr. Pendergast, in case you don't know, is our principal. We call him the skunk. His hair is black except for a thin gray stripe that runs down the middle. But that's not why we call him the skunk. We call him the skunk because his breath stinks. Whenever he talks to you, you think you're going to pass out from the smell. "Here's a bag to put your tooth in, Robbie, so you won't lose it," said Mrs. Whooshy, holding up a plastic sandwich bag. "You have to keep it safe so you can put it under your pillow tonight for the tooth fairy. Once you're finished, then come to the rug and you can sign the big tooth." "The big tooth?" "I hate the big tooth. Mrs. Whooshy puts up a new tooth every month, and you get to write your name on this big tooth every time your tooth falls out." Jessie, Nothing Scares Me Sanchez, got to sign her name on there twice. Max, the Meanie Sellers, went up to sign his name for the 3rd time last week. And Chloe, I'm So Wonderful Winters, had written her name on there 4 times already this year. I haven't gotten to sign my name even one lousy time. "Great, just great," I mumble. My dumb old teeth don't want to come out. Before today, Robbie and I were the only ones who hadn't lost a tooth yet. Now, I'm the only one. The only one who hasn't lost a tooth. "Everyone, please come to the rug," said Mrs. Whooshy. "It's time for Robbie to sign the tooth." "Whoop-de-doo for him," I muttered. "Let's have a party." Robbie strutted proudly up to the front of the room. "Here you go, Robbie," said Mrs. Whooshy, handing him the pen with the smiling tooth on top. Robbie took the pen and signed his name really big. R-O-B-B-I-E. "Congratulations," said Mrs. Whooshy. And everyone clapped loudly for Robbie. Well, everyone except me. "Now let's see," Mrs. Whooshy, as she pointed at our tooth graph. "It looks like Freddy Thresher is the only one who hasn't lost a tooth yet." "Great. Did she have to announce it to the whole class?" Now everyone was staring at me, and I think a couple of kids were laughing. I was so embarrassed. My face got as red as a tomato. I wish I could make myself invisible. Can I go to the bathroom?" I asked Mrs. Whooshy. "Sure," she said. I didn't walk. I bolted to the bathroom. I just wanted to get out of there. When I was safe inside the bathroom, I first checked to make sure no one else was in there. And then I looked in the mirror and smiled really big. Hey, would just one of you stupid teeth come out already?" I yelled. I decided right then and there that no matter what, I was going to lose a tooth, and soon. I just had to come up with a plan. Chapter 2, 5 Ways to Lose a Tooth. That night, I didn't feel like eating any dinner. "What's wrong with you?" my mom asked. You haven't touched your food. I'm not hungry, I mumbled. Not hungry, said my mom. But it's your favorite tuna noodle casserole. You must be getting sick. I'll go and get the thermometer. I'm not sick, I shouted. Oh, somebody's in a yucky mood, said my big sister Susie. Be quiet, I yelled. I lunged toward Susie to pull her hair, but I slipped and my elbow fell right into her plate, sending a pile of tuna noodles sailing to the floor. Hey, stop it, you two, said my dad. My dad can be a pretty serious guy, and if he says stop, you better stop if you know what's good for you. Look at the mess you made, said my mom as she ran to get a sponge. She's such a neat freak. Our floors are so clean you could eat off them. I'm not sick. I just had a bad day at school today, I whispered. Oh, did the little first grader pee in his pants, teased my sister? Or did somebody spill milk on one of your dumb old shark shirts? Leave me alone, you ding-dong stink head, I shouted back. For your information, I am a shark expert, and they are not dumb. Sharks are cool. You're just jealous of all my cool shark stuff. I am not, Brat, Susie yelled back. Please, Susie, said my mom, wiping the floor. Just leave him alone. He's upset about something and you're not helping. She gave Susie one of her all-time famous shut your mouth, now death stares. Now, Freddy, tell us what's bothering you. I'm the only one, I said, sniffling. What do you mean, the only one? Asked my dad. Robbie lost his tooth today, so now I'm the only one in my class who hasn't lost a tooth. You want to lose a tooth, said my sister. Why didn't you say so? I can help you with that. Really? I said, my face brightening. Sure. In fact, I'll show you. 5 ways to lose a tooth. Then she held up her right hand and bent her fingers down, 1 at a time as she counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, until her hand was making a fist. Come over here and I'll punch you in the mouth. That should knock a few of those teeth loose, she said, laughing hysterically. Oh, Susie, that's so funny. I forgot to laugh, I said. Susie Marie Thresher, that is enough, said my dad. I think you need to go to your room right now. I don't want to. I didn't ask you to. I'm telling you. Now let's go. After the two of them left the kitchen, my mom came over and put her arms around me. Don't worry, baby, she said, kissing the top of my head. One of those little teeth will get looser sooner or later. Just be patient. I don't want to be patient, I cried, pulling away. I ran to my room and slammed the door. Then I stopped dead in my tracks because I just got a great idea. Chapter 3, The Door Disaster. Slamming the door reminded me of this Commander Upchuck episode I saw one time on TV. Commander Upchuck had this really bad toothache. His tooth hurt so bad he wanted to get it out. So he asked his friend Cookie what he should do. Cookie got a string and tied one end of the string to the Commander Upchuck's tooth and the other to a door. Then he slammed the door in a bunch of times and boom, the tooth came out. Hey, why didn't I think of that before? I said to myself. I was so excited. I ran to my treasure box, dumping it on the floor and started digging through my stuff. I found my Commander Upchuck fan club membership card, the $2 bill my grandpa gave me for my birthday, my hammerhead magnet from the aquarium, the plastic sword and mini umbrella from my fancy drink at the grown-up restaurant, and my shark's tooth necklace, and my dad's cool business card. He's a producer on the kids' TV show Fun Factory. Then I saw it, the string I found on the playground last week. Great. I knew it would come in handy. Now I needed some tape. I'm not very good at tying. In fact, I could hardly even tie my shoes. So tape would make the job a lot easier. I scanned my room for the roll of tape I borrowed from my mom, spotted it in my fishbowl. What on earth was it doing in there? Oh yeah, now I remember. I was pretending it was a hoop, and I was trying to train my goldfish, Mako, to swim through it, just like the dolphins at Wet n Wild. I really wanted a dog because you can teach them to do lots of cool tricks, but my mom says a dog is too dirty and it would destroy the house. What does she think a dog is? Godzilla? I pulled the tape out of the fishbowl and dried it on my pillowcase, and I started taping the string to my doorknob. My sister came running down the hall and pounding on my door. I jumped back. "Hey, Sharkbait," she yelled. "I'm doing my homework and I can't find my pencil sharpener. Did you take it?" she asked, trying to push my door open. Oh no, I couldn't let her in. If she saw me using Mom's tape on the doorknob, she'd tell on me, and then I'd really be in big trouble. I leaned on the door as hard as I could and yelled, "Go away, dog breath. I don't have your dumb pencil sharpener." "Hey, let me in, chubby cheeks," she demanded. "What are you doing in there anyway?" "Nothing, you big pain. Now go away. You must be up to something. If you won't let me in, I'm telling Mom and Dad." "Freddy's up to something," she called as her footsteps disappeared down the hall. Now, I really had to hurry. I didn't want my parents to see what I was doing, or I'd get in big trouble for two reasons. One, I was only supposed to use her tape for special art projects. Two, my mom, the clean machine, would go nuts if I actually did yank my tooth out and got blood all over the carpet. I didn't care. I had to get my name on that big tooth. I picked up the string, wrapped it around my tooth a couple times, and tried to tape the end to the front of my tooth. "Oh, come on, you stupid string," I muttered under my breath. The string and tape were both getting all wet and slimy from my spit, and they kept slipping out of my fingers. I pulled some of the string out of my mouth and looked at it. It had a gooey chunk of tuna noodles casserole from dinner stuck to the end. I licked it off and tried to tape the string on my tooth again. Just then, there was another knock on my door. "Honey, what are you doing?" I gulped. It was my mother. I grabbed the string and taped and tried to yank it out, but it was stuck. The string had gotten caught between my teeth. "Freddy, are you all right?" "Uh-huh. I can't hear you. What did you say?" She started to turn the knob. "See," said my sister. "I told you he was up to something." Oh no, I couldn't let them see me tied to the doorknob like this. My mother would go crazy, and I'd never hear the end of it from Susie. I ripped the end of the string off the doorknob and shoved the whole thing, tape and all, into my mouth, just as my mom pushed the door open. "What's going on in here?" "Nothing," I mumbled, trying not to open my overstuffed mouth. She looked around my room. "Why is the stuff from your treasure box all over the floor? Did you make this mess?" I answered, shaking my head. "Well then, who did? The boogeyman?" "Freddy, how many times have I told you not to make a big mess right before bedtime? You have 2 minutes to put everything away, mister, or no TV tomorrow. Do I make myself clear?" I nodded. "I mean it. 2 minutes." "Okay," I said, trying not to open my mouth. "Not very talkative tonight, are you? Are you still upset about not losing a tooth?" I wish she would leave already. I was going to swallow the string and choke to death if she stayed a minute longer. "Don't worry. I didn't lose my first tooth until I was in the 1st grade," she smiled. "Now, hop to it. You've got 2 minutes to clean up this mess, and then I'll be back to give you a good night kiss. She left, and I finally spit the slimy, sticky, soaked wad of tape and string out of my mouth. Whew, that was a close one. Since the doorknob planch required tying, and I probably couldn't even learn to tie my own shoes in less than a week, I was going to have to come up with another plan. I squeezed my lucky shark tooth. If I squeeze it hard enough, a good idea pops into my head, but nothing was popping in there tonight. I lay down on my bed and hit my forehead with the palm of my hand. Think, 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 I said. Chapter 4, Plan B. The next day at school was even worse. Everywhere I went, all that the kids talked about was teeth, teeth, teeth. During math time, Jesse asked Robbie, "Did the tooth fairy come to your house last night?" "Yeah," said Robbie, his eyes lighting up. "What did she leave you?" "I put my tooth under my pillow. When I went to sleep, and in the morning, the tooth was gone, and the tooth fairy left me a dollar bill." $1? "Is that all?" said Chloe, wrinkling up her nose. "The tooth fairy gives me $5. $5, said Jessie. "You're rich." "I know," said Chloe, playing with her shiny gold necklace and flashing her $1,000,000 smile. "Since I've already lost 4 teeth, I have 20 whole dollars. My abuela, my grandmother, she's really good at sewing, so she made me a little tooth pillow," said Jessie. "It looks like a smile, and there's a little pocket where the missing tooth goes. The tooth fairy leaves a shiny silver dollar in the little pocket. I'm saving up for a new skateboard, like the one you got for your birthday, Freddy." "How about you, Freddy?" said Chloe. "What does the tooth fairy bring you?" Before I could answer, Max butted in and said, "A big fat nothing. The tooth fairy has never been to Freddy's house, remember? Freddy's just the baby. He hasn't lost a tooth yet." "Well, she'll be coming soon," I said, "'cause I have a really loose tooth." "Oh, yeah?" said Max. "Which one?" "Show me, shark boy." "I don't have to show you." "Liar," said Max. "You don't have to have a loose tooth." "Well, she'll be coming soon," I said, "'cause I have a really loose tooth." "Oh, yeah?" said Max. "Which one?" "Show me, shark boy." "I don't have to show you." "Liar," said Max. "You don't have a loose tooth." "Do too." "Do not." "Do too." "Do not." "Boys, what's the problem here?" Mrs. Whooshy interrupted. "What is all this yelling about?" "Nothing," I mumbled, looking down at the ground. "Oh, nothing, Mrs. Whooshy. We were just talking," said Max. "Well, I need to see a lot less talking and a lot more working," Mrs. Whooshy said. "You both need to finish that page of math problems before recess." As soon as Mrs. Whooshy walked away, Max smiled and whispered, "We'll finish this conversation at recess, wimp." Oh, great. Just great. I was going to get beat up by the meanest kid in the class. No, correction, the biggest bully in the whole first grade. My stomach started doing flips. I was sure I was going to throw up. Mrs. Whooshy, may I go to the bathroom?" "Are you feeling okay, Freddy? You look a little pale." I'm fine. I just need to go." "Well, go ahead then." I ran to the bathroom, went into one of the stalls, locked the door, and sat down on the toilet to think. Why did I talk back to Max Sellers, the biggest bully in the whole first grade? He was going to squish me like a bug. I hit my forehead with the palm of my hand. Think. I'm going to get beat up by the bully. He's going to smash me. He's going to crush me. He's going to rip me to pieces like a great white shark snacking on a tuna fish. He's going to turn my face into oatmeal. I hit my head harder. Think. Wait a minute. I'm going to get beat up by the bully? This is my lucky day. He's going to smush me. He's going to crush me. He's going to rip me to pieces. He's going to turn my face into oatmeal. He's going to knock my tooth right out. and I'm finally gonna get my name on the big tooth. Chapter 5. Get ready. Get set. I walked back to class and sat down in my chair to finish the math worksheet. I could feel Max's eyes staring at me, so I turned and winked at him. After what seemed like forever, Mrs. Wushy rang her bell and said, "Okay, boys and girls, it's time for recess. Please hand me your papers, and then you may go out." I jumped up, handed Mrs. Wushy my paper, and bolted toward the door. Robbie grabbed my arm and yanked me back before I could reach the door. "Hey, where are you going?" he asked. "Let go of me," I said, trying to shake my arm loose. "I'm going to fight Max." "Are you crazy?" Robbie knocked on my head. "Hello? Anybody in there? The biggest bully in the whole first grade is about to kick your butt and you're going out there?" "Yeah." "What?" "Yeah, and he's going to punch me right in the mouth and knock my tooth out. Then I'll get to sign the big tooth just like you." "That's so stupid." "No, it's not." "Yes, it is. I think I better go tell Mrs. Wushy." "Oh, no, you don't," I said, making a fist, "or I'll knock your teeth out." Robbie shook his head. "Stupid, stupid, stupid." "No, this is my lucky day. Now, are you coming or not?" I ran out the door with Robbie at my heels. "Wait, wait," he yelled. "What now?" "Good luck. Thanks. You're going to need it." Just then, Max came running across the yard. "Well, looky here. The big chicken finally came out of hiding." "I wasn't hiding. I was just getting ready." "Bark, bark, bark," Max clucked as he strutted around the yard, flapping his arms like a chicken. "I'm not a chicken," I yelled. Jessie poked Robbie. "What's Freddy doing?" "He's going to fight Max." "Really?" said Jessie. "How brave." "Did you hear that?" I turned to Robbie. "She thinks I'm brave." "Not brave, just really dumb," Robbie muttered under his breath. "Hey, everybody, come over here," yelled Jessie. "Freddy's gonna fight Max." The whole class gathered around us in a big circle, pushing and shoving to get a good view of what was about to happen. I squeezed my lucky shark tooth, hoping for some extra power. "Hey, Freddy's gonna fight Max. Freddy's gonna fight Max," they all whispered. Max rolled up his sleeves and started cracking his knuckles. All the kids started chanting, "Freddy! Freddy! Freddy!" "Come on, Turburn. You can do it," yelled Jessie as she hopped back and forth and punched the air like a boxer. "Hey, watch my hair, Jessie," said Chloe, fluffing her bouncy red boing boings. "My mom spent an hour curling it in the morning." "Well, excuse me, you little fancy pants, it's just hair." "Well, you're just jealous," said Chloe as she walked away with her nose in the air. "Whatever." "This is crazy," Robbie mumbled. "I know, isn't it great?" Jessie said to Robbie. Then she turned and screamed, "Let's go, Freddy! Show him what you've got!" I gulped hard. "Just think of the tooth, just think of the tooth," I whispered to myself. Chapter 6, The Fight. The chants of "Freddy! Freddy! Freddy! Freddy!" were ringing in my ears. "It's now or never," I thought. "Hey, dog breath," I yelled, pointing at Max. "What you calling me, baby teeth?" "You heard me, dog breath," I said, putting up my fist, jumping around. "Come on! Come on!" Max made a fist, raised his arms high above his head, and started to swing. I squeezed my eyes shut, took a deep breath, and sucked out my jaw. I could already see myself signing the big tooth. Then whoop, right in the stomach.